Stress. We all have experienced it. Most of us are still experiencing it every single day, multiple times a day, maybe all day long. How to get rid of it, how to reduce it, how to manage it, because it's exhausting, it's draining our energy, it's making us moody, making us snap at people who actually haven't done anything wrong to us. Well, in this video, I will share with you some basics on how to deal with stress, how to prevent it, and whatever comes up. So I would say, fasten your seatbelts and let's dive into it. Like, subscribe, and share. Hi, my name is Lotfi, and today I'm going to answer some questions regarding stress. And this is actually inspired by my visit to my bank yesterday morning. I had an easy morning actually. I had to deal with some admin stuff with the government and then with the bank, and it was not stressful. It went so smoothly. I met kind people who were efficient, who helped me well, and my day went perfect. Everything was synchronized. But one thing I noticed when I arrived at the bank was, first of all, it was empty. The office was completely empty. And I was like, wow. And so one of the employees asked me to sit down. And I was like, wow, is it always like this? No. And she started sharing how exhausting it is to work there, and that people are coming from not just across town, but even across country to ask them to help them while their accounts are not registered in that office. And my account actually is also not registered in that office. Apparently, because my office, my branch closed, they moved it to some other location, but that's not close to where I live now. I mean, I moved homes since I opened the account. I told her, hey, you can check, I live really nearby. And but she was not going to send me away, of course. But shortly after we started going through the procedures, it started to fill up. By the time I left, it was packed. And she said at a certain moment that she really needed a holiday. An interesting thing is that, yes, we all need a holiday. But I personally haven't been on a holiday for a year now. And before that, I hadn't been on a holiday for 2 years. So what's the difference? Why do people, or we in general, believe that we need a holiday to relax, to let go of all the stress and the tension? Basically, we're saying it's okay to get all the shit at work, and then they will let us go for a few weeks a year. Generally, we'll accept even the punishment for that, which is that before going we need to work harder, and when coming back we need to compensate for not having been there. That's generally how it goes in most companies. And does it make sense to you? I used to experience a lot of stress at work. For I don't know how long. In one company it was 8 years straight, and then the next company it was peaceful, and then I changed jobs, and again it was constant stress. Okay, a little bit less than the one before because I was already working on myself, but still. And then I decided, like, okay, something has fundamentally to change. And that was around 2011, 12. And so end of 2012, I started again in a job where there were some crazy things, but I chose not to let it affect me. I was still in a learning process there, but when I really learned my lesson, things changed and a new opportunity came somewhere else. And there, I barely experienced stress. Where many of my colleagues were having migraines, getting burnouts, and I mean, it was like a regular company with all the shit that you can imagine. And more than that, but I was relaxed. It was not because I was working only 32 hours a week. That was not it. I mean, one day a week off will not make you not stressed all those other hours that you're there. But what was different was me. I was different. I had chosen not to get stressed. It doesn't mean I never stressed, but I was not stressing like other people were. And if you have been following me for a while, change, real change, comes from within, not from the outside. When you are waiting for aliens to come and save us on this planet and take out the corrupt politicians and whatever, well, good luck. Don't hold your breath. But if you want change, you need to change from within. And that starts by taking a decision. It also starts by looking inwards and start to understand what is stressing me. Why am I stressed? Why do I allow the crap from the outside to affect me on the inside? You may say, yeah, but that's normal. No, it's not normal. Because there are people who are not stressing. The last company I worked in the Netherlands before leaving had quite some shitty, dirty snakes in it. There was a mentality of making promises of change or of improvement year after year, making the same promises, and year after year doing nothing and things only getting worse. Workloads were increasing because they had to reduce personnel. We had to be more efficient. We could be easily more efficient. Yeah, in theory, but in practice things work out differently. Anyway, I chose not to let this affect me. And you know what's fun? When I chose to leave, they were disappointed. They didn't want me to leave. So it's not that because I did not want to stress that I didn't care or that I was less productive or less involved. No. So being relaxed at work makes you appreciate it. Even inspires some colleagues. I had several colleagues wanting to talk with me, trying to understand how I could stay so calm, or came to share their pain and their frustration. I literally once had a colleague who came and sat next to me and he started talking, and at a certain moment he was crying. And then he realized he was at the office, so he tried to hide it quickly. It was a very kind person, a very humble, generous person who did not learn to say no And so he would be overloaded with work. Whenever somebody would ask him for help, he would say yes. And I'm sure there were some people abusing of his generosity, but it was also that he was in a certain position where he could help people. But he was never supposed to do all that work alone. So if you're now wondering, okay, give me some practical things on how not to stress. Well, one of the first things I did after my second burnout, joining a new company, I was going to a psychologist and she recommended me a course of yoga meditation. Well, that kind of yoga we had to do there with that teacher was just hurting. Well, it was hurting. It was not taking consideration that we had zero experience with it and we could not immediately put our right foot behind our left ear, for example. And it was once a week. And so, yeah, we had to practice, but if you come home and what you had just learned was hurtful, you're not gonna practice. So I hated yoga. And meditations, well, there was the 3-minute meditation, and there was the 15 minutes, the half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Well, laying or sitting still for so long. Yeah, that's not something you start with. But I resonated very much with the 3-minute meditation. And I started at a new job almost at the same time as I started the course. And so I started using the 3-minute meditation as a break. Every hour, I tried to do it every hour, but it was not always working out. But when I would start to feel some tension or would get overwhelmed by the complication or the complexity of things in front of me on my desk, I would just walk out. I would just go to the bathroom and just do some breathing, 3 minutes. And then when I go back to my desk, I would come with a fresh pair of eyes and suddenly oh wait, I could look at the situation from a new perspective. And actually I inspired 1 or 2 colleagues to do the same because they saw how I was dealing with things. And this really helped me. And that's why I have on my website, I have some videos and pictures on how to practice this under tips and tools and then relaxation. And that is where it started with me. And it has been scientifically proven, if you are all into science, that taking a break of 10 minutes within every hour, so working for 45 to 50 minutes and then taking a break of 10 or 15 minutes will boost your productivity. People think, but I'm spending less time working. No, it will boost your productivity because you recharge, you clean your mind. And if you're into technology, you know that if your memory is full on your computer, you cannot do things anymore. If your hard disk is full, things start to slow down. And that's when you see on your computer that the red bar, oh shit, my hard disk is full. Yeah, it's red. It means it's not good when it's full because there's no space to move data, but also for your thoughts to sprout, for solutions to come up, for you to think, for you to see things more clearly. That's why I also learned to clean my desk, to start every day with a clean desk. And even throughout the day, sometimes just cleaning up things. And I used to hate cleaning my home and arranging everything, but I started to remember how good it feels when things are clean and in place, when there's space around me. So I also started to throw out things, not to have a packed home with 1,000 ornaments and whatever. And this all started to bring more ease, more calmness. And then there is mindset on how to look at things. But that's more something for more in depth. What I shared with you now are the first steps to take. If you cannot do these things, then the more in depth doesn't make sense. Start practicing this first. And if you want more, if you have been practicing this and you want to go deeper, or if you're practicing this and there is no effect because you're already so burned out that these basic tools have no effect on you because something in you is burning, then contact me. I can work with you on going inside and finding the blockages, finding the wounds, and help you heal them. I will not fix them for you. I will guide you in how you can fix yourself. Because most of us got so addicted to going to someone to fix our problems, but then we need to keep going to that someone because the problems keep coming back because we're not resolving the root source, and we're spending a lot of money and time on going to someone else to fix our problems where we may have learned how to fix them ourselves, aside from preventing them in the first place. I don't want you to depend on me. I don't want that responsibility on my shoulders. That would bring me stress. If all the people I've been working with in the past 20 years would all come to me and depend on me, hell no. No way. No, I'm happy that most of them learned how to resolve their own things. And of course, sometimes people come back because they want to go to a next level, or they got something on their plate that, okay, this one I really have no clue how to deal with it. Yeah, okay, yeah, because there is some new knowledge you need to acquire, maybe. New techniques to learn, new insights to get. That's why I keep recording new videos. That's why I keep also changing the service I'm offering, because we keep evolving, we keep growing, and the more we learn, the more tougher things are thrown at us by the universe. Actually, they keep being thrown at us, but the better we can deal with them. So that's why you see, for example, now that so many people are completely overwhelmed, completely stressed out, getting very sick, because they haven't been doing their homework for the past 20 years. Well, other people, like me, for example, have been working on themselves. And so they navigate today's world much easily, more smoothly. I hope I got through to you. And if not, then watch this video again, now or in some time. Maybe you got lost in your thoughts. Totally normal, happens to all of us. So maybe rewind. But first, take a few breaths, a few deep breaths, slow deep breaths, which will help you to calm down and empty a little bit your mind. Because a full mind is a stressful mind. You know where to find me. And for now, wish you a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share.